Hey everybody, it's Marty the JavaScript Party and my buddy Rhett. We just did an hour-long video on the voice API. It's kind of funny that I'm on like CSS in both projects at this point. Um, but yeah, that's like I'd say the biggest reason why I would probably never suggest someone try to learn software development or coding in like even web, but especially not like in Angular, because it's just such a mashup of different technologies, and all of these technologies on their own are pretty challenging. And then when you're working on a bunch of different technologies at one time, and you don't even like it's hard to segregate the different concepts if you don't know which technologies you're working on at any given time. And it's not always clear. Um, so, but one of the things I noticed that is like in a lot of things, like when you, like in here, when you mouse over there, you get like it changes the, that, oh, and it put some little text under there, which I don't know if that's alternate text or if that's a div or what the deal is, but I think it probably makes sense to at least have that hover effect. Um, See, it's kind of interesting on their create, they didn't do that. They did that on their search, that, but then this create, they didn't do it. All these icons have that. So most things they did it, but for some strange reason, they did not do it on the create. And I don't know. That's probably because maybe, yeah, who knows? Yeah, I was gonna say because you only do one thing. I'm not sure. That is weird to me. That that it isn't. But I want that same effect, and I think that like something that just has not been resolved in our industry is like where should you do that styling? Should you do it at the top? Because this is kind of orchestrating everything. This is kind of like the controller, or should you do it in? Should this guy handle its own styling? And I never know what to do. I really don't. Because I can definitely sort of in my mental idea come up with a bunch of different sort of reasons for both. Um, but I think I want the outside system to control what it looks like. Um, and so I am going to, and I'm already, and the main reason, well, see, the thing is, and then there's even different kinds of properties, like whether it's fixed or not fixed. I feel like that definitely should be handled by the outside container. What its position within the outside container should be, what its index is. I think those things are like there's no argument at all that that it should be in the outside container. There's some arguments that it maybe should know how to style itself and all that, but and I don't even know. Do I already have some of that in this? Yeah, so like whether it's a quarter, if it has a button, yeah. So I just don't even know. I just don't even know. I guess, yeah. I just don't think there's a good answer. I just there are definitely great arguments for both sides, and so I'm just gonna have to go with something. So I guess since I feel like its background color, yeah, I don't know. I hate the fact that I have sort of a bunch of functionality sort of in two for the same thing in two different places. Just don't like that. But I guess, and I was just gonna go with that, but then I was like, well, do I already have other stuff? Yes, I already have other stuff over here. So let's go ahead and I want the whole thing to have. Well, see, I think I need to do it up here. What if I give it a border of 1 pixel up here? what are we even gonna? Okay, so I feel like that's exactly where we want this, but we probably don't want it to be white. We probably want it to be like a light gray or whatever. And see there, and that's the thing is I probably want it to be the same as this. So now here we are. I don't know. I don't want to have like competing. What happens if I get rid of that? Okay, and then what if I take it back up to here? And I mean, I'm going to tell you, like, I know I'm spending a lot of time on this specific thing. It's like, it will never be easier. It will always be harder to do this in the future. So while it would be great, okay, so that stinks. So it was not able to take that color. Like it lost the color on the way down. So like the color is clearly set someplace. There's a more important color. So and actually this would be a good thing to do. Let's go ahead and see if we can figure out. Oh, so is it the fill? No. I don't know why it's the wrong color. Let's see if I turn this to color red. Yeah, so Rebecca purple. Okay, so we're trying to figure out, okay, what is causing this color? And I think, yeah. So it's not that. That has nothing to do with it. See, there's a color. See, so this is the color I think I tried to set up top, and it got lost. It got beat by something else. But as we go up, we don't see what beat it, like why. That would be a really nice thing in the tool. Like if at this point you could mouse over and it told you, maybe it does. Let's see. Increment, decrement with mouse wheel. That did not help. Yeah, see, I wish it told you, like, okay, why, what is the piece that, because it knows that it's not the color, that something else did it, and, oh, it's this guy. No? So what that means, though, I think, is that we could add, like, this thing, and I'm not advocating for this, I'm just saying. I believe I could say important. No, that did not do it. And then I guess let's just try this. Instead of doing this, we're going to say app menu, and then I believe that's a matte icon, right? Let's just try it. Matte dash icon. Matte icon. Now, don't know. Still, it's not. And I don't even think it doesn't look like that. Got in. Oh no, is this it? No. Oh, so no, that's not it either. So I'm looking for app material, and then I was thinking that this selector here would. Oh, and this selector here would match up to that. See, it's dot app menu. So that's this guy, this class. And then button. And then mat icon. And for some reason, this mat icon is not. And I don't know if that style is getting. See, it adds these things. So I don't know if that style is getting lost. It must be that that style is getting lost in the. Like it's getting. See how it added this little thing? That it must. It's probably adding something in there too. So it's not letting me select it. So it doesn't even look like. Even if I wanted to, it looks like I have to have sort of a duplicate, and it's kind of a bummer because it's going to be a little bit harder to maintain this way. But it's just like I don't know that there's any good answer for this right now, and sometimes there just aren't any good answers. Okay, so I don't want it to be square, so I want it to be round, and I believe the style for that is border radius. Is it border radius, Rhett? Is it border radius? And then let's see, for px. So now what I typically will do is I'll just go in the inspector and I'll go up here, and I guess we want to go up to here, and just you can use your keyboard keys. And it's kind of weird because we're losing it. We're losing the border altogether. Don't quite understand that. That's a new one for me. I wonder if we add margin, if we can see it. Margin. No. So I wonder if we add padding. Okay, so that definitely seems to help. But I don't like how it looks though. It looks weird, right? I mean, I think it looks weird. And it feels big. So I don't know. Maybe we need to do that all the border stuff at the component level instead. And I was saying yesterday, I think in this video that it's like the I think that somehow CSS went from like the easiest, like most trivial language to the most complex language, the most difficult, most challenging. And the problem is like, like I don't think that like new people like really have time or desire to learn this stuff, learn it because there's so much to learn. Okay, so I don't know exactly 16 because I feel like it still doesn't quite look right. And maybe there's like a better way to do this. Am I looking at the right? So icon button, like it to be round. Maybe there's just a super easy way to do it. Okay, use Angular materials built in. Okay, round button. Oh. It has a square aspect ratio height width. You can make it round by applying a border radius. So I already have something for this. So I'm just going to put this down here and see what we get. Okay, so I don't want the background color. And then I think that width and height are pretty good. What if I don't put them though? So that's pretty big. Let's go with 20. What happens if I get rid of the padding? Now it's saying that is not an, it didn't put that optional next to that one. I don't know what the difference is. See, I think the default padding is 0. I wonder if I go with like 30, if it, how that works. This is always a pain. Always a pain. Like I said, it never gets easier. That's interesting that 40 ended up being. And maybe it's because of the border radius being 50%. Oh, I like that with the transition. All right, so looks like we don't want this guy. And I wonder if we get rid of the that, how that ends up being. Okay, that's weird. That's so weird. But I do like it being a little more gray the way it was. I like that color. Let's just go all, I think, is all E's lighter? Yeah, I think all E's would be lighter. I can never tell. I'm going to try that and then add that hover with that 3-second easing stuff. I thought that was cool. So now we add a transition. So I think what this says, I'm pretty sure what this is telling us is that the background color will take 0.3, anytime it changes to anything, it'll take 0.3 seconds to do that. And then on our hover, but weird, ours is called icon button dark. Instead of round button, it's called icon button. see if that actually works. I think that's pretty nice. I think it's a bit light, though. I mean, yeah, I think it's lighter than I want. So what's a darker, like, let's go with, okay, 000 would be completely dark, would be black. So 444, 4, and 4. Oh, I love it. Loves it. And I like the little transition effect. I can't believe it's so freaking simple. I mean, like, I've done it. Done a ton of transitions, and I don't know, like, kind of like the way I came to the knowledge and the implementation, it was just like I was under panic coding mode during that time, just trying to get shit done. And now that I do it sort of in a calmer, more pleasant environment, it's just like, that's so simple. Why did that seem so hard? All right, so I'm pretty happy with this. Yeah, I am actually thrilled with it. All right, so where are we at on time? 21 minutes, not too bad. Okay, so now I want it to be the autofocus thing that we talked about yesterday. Okay, so I think it makes sense that that would be your first. Well, I don't know. I guess typically I think what will happen on most websites is they'll have some sort of title or something. And then that's where you usually want to start. But, oh, you know what's, is this just, is that broken? No. No, it's that HAR thing. I was like, oh my gosh, we broke the resizing. All right. So, so I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to, and this I definitely think it should be done at the top here. I'm gonna set its tab index to 1, and I think what I want to do here is set these tab index to 2. So I think this gives priority to the, God, so lame. Yeah, there we go. Now, yeah. So I don't know why, like, I think it's probably that inner, there's like a inner line or something like that, that you can set. Okay, so set tab indexes. But some of the items don't, I think it's called outline, don't show the entire element with focus. Go white line. All of the way around, like it is partially obstructed. So I don't do any of that stuff. The outline focus, outline none. Oh, I don't want that. Padding 8px, overflow visible. So I do think maybe overflow visible might be the key. It's very unfortunate that they use the word important there. Um, so I think an app viz, yeah. So let's see if that breaks anything. It's still not. It's like, I wonder, I don't think you can do margins. On absolutely part, I don't know, that margin. I was hoping I could just try it out, but margin px. I feel like that is a little better. See, it's like, this is always tricky when you're, see, like we've already lost focus. But I think you can do this. It's been a while, but I think you can hit this filter thing. No, this thing. And you can click this button here. And unfortunately, that did not seem to work. Okay, so let's, that's cool. That's really cool. So now let's, so I made their margins 15 just for this. Yeah, that's not helping at all. Padding 15px. Nope. I just really wish I could understand. See, it's like, I think it's called outline. Outline. So we're not seeing the outline at all. I think there was another outline width. Ugh, I don't know what to do about this. These are the problems that are just to me an absolute nightmare to deal with. It's like, I hate the way that looks. It doesn't like matter that, well, it does matter because, so that was interesting. So it goes there, it kind of goes through all of these, and then it goes back to there, to the icon, and then it goes out. Okay. So the overflow hidden didn't, overflow visible didn't work. The margin didn't work. He gave it a padding of, they said give it a padding of 8. I don't think that's going to work. px. Now, I believe there's a focus. I could do that. Let's do this. I believe there's a focus where then I can give it a border. I'm kind of starting to remember some of my fixes from the past. Border is equal to 1px. no luck at all. So like we inspect it. Oh, see, I'm in here, not over here. So I don't see my app viz focus. Oh, okay, so now we're seeing the focus, the border that's for the when it's in focus. So, and that's this thing here. And let's say we want to set the margin. So that didn't help at all. And the padding. And overflow. And it's just so weird, right? Like that. I think there's like a box type or something like that. Maybe that's the answer. So like I know that there's like different types, and in some the border is on the outside, and some the borders on the inside. Layout. Let's see, computed. Like sometimes in some systems, this border is added to the outside, and in some systems it's not. It's removed from the outside. Um, I think I heard once about a CSS thing called box type or something. It impacted where borders were placed. Box sizing, yeah. So this can cause overflow, and then border box. So I think we want this border box, and I think we want it. Okay, so I guess you can do this at that. I thought you would have. So I don't know why we need the before and after. See, Angular material uses. Okay, so I'm going to try this first. We're going to go to our styles and apply this throughout the entire application. Now, trying to do this after can be really, really, really challenging because there can be issues. No, that did not help. Oh, I didn't do it where it said. It said to do it in HTML, not the body. Let's reload because things are so weird with that HAR and this. All right. And what was the other thing? Yeah, see, that is such a pain in the butt. Inspect. We'll put it back on the focus. I'm not on the right. This is the one I wanted to be on the focus. Yeah, so it's picking up our box sizing stuff. So when we do computed, see now, I think, yeah, our border is in here now. It's, well, you know, I guess something that I maybe, so normally I'm very concerned about the size of the border because I don't want it to like push things around, but I guess since these are all absolutely positioned, it doesn't matter. So I guess it's because the next thing is because I guess the beginning of the next item is sitting on top of the, like they're kind of sitting on top of each other. I probably when they laid out there should be like another maybe one in that layout. Like that would be one possible solution. Another possible solution would be like maybe making the background color like 50% or something. I think this box sizing thing is important. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I'm going to come over here and I'm going to, was it, I think it was up here that we did our focus. Background. Okay, so I don't know. So on focus, what other attributes might be good candidates to be changed on focus? Focus. Okay, so see, I wonder if this even you'll be able to see this, but let's try this. Let's just try this. Let's just go crazy and just try this. See what happens. It's very upset about, oh yeah. I've never really gotten to do this when it wasn't just like already a complete freaking shit show. you can't even see it. The border color is, yeah, I do like that border color a little better, but unfortunately, like you can't see the box shadow. The background color doesn't seem to be doing anything. Which is weird. Focus. So you can't see anything really on this one. On the next one over, you can. Like if I go to that one and I turn that to focus. Oh, but So I don't know why the background color isn't getting picked up. Let's see. Yeah, see, it's like, I think it's still picking up a different background color. I don't even know where it's picking it up from. Like, yeah, see, it won't. Oh, it's probably because the lower thing is the thing that's controlling the background color. And it is not the one with the focus. See, focus. Oh, see. Now it's saying that the background color is azure. So let's see, canvas. Oh, because the canvas is color. Oh, and the canvas is the thing that's probably... I wonder if I can change this width. Yeah, see, the whole canvas is blocking everything. And, oh, okay, because the width of the div itself is the same as the width of the canvas. Let me hit refresh. See, when we look at this, like we have, I've never really thought about this before, but we have this thing and it's like 200 by 200, and then inside of it is another thing that is 200 by 200. And it probably should be like 198 by 198 or something. Interesting. Yeah. And yeah, and it's the one, oh my gosh. Yeah, this is hard. What do we do? What are we going to do, Rhett? What are we going to do about this? We got this canvas that's sitting right on top of the viz. The viz should, like I'm curious, like if we, oh, maybe, okay. So yeah, I'm definitely not going to figure this out today, but I am curious. If I come in here and I put the word, oh, it's not going to want to, so hello is going to end up here. So if I put this, well, I just don't even know. So if I say hello, let's reload. So you can't see the hello anywhere. Inspect. It's kind of weird. Okay, so yeah, we have our hello right there. So if I put this in a div, we're gonna have to do something like this. Div. And so now we have our div right there, which is kind of interesting. Our app viz goes all the way up to the top there. I didn't even really think about that, but yeah, I guess it would. Um, so now if we take this guy and we make his z index our hello, and we make his z index 2, and then I guess it's upset about its, let's make its position absolute, nope, relative. So relative, because it's colors. Let's go with that, and then we need to make his text color and white, light golden rod yellow. Yeah, so that's, I think we're gonna have to do something like that, like where we have like a absolutely position kind of thing to indicate that. Yeah, that's exactly what's gonna have to happen. Was we'll have like some absolutely positioned thing that gets like a, I think even z index of 1 will be fine. Yeah, like a z index, and actually it'll just be like a little square box, because that's where our, like when you mouse over, that'll also show up. But it'll set this guy to visible or whatever, or display, from display none to display block or something. But it'll basically display that when we are focused. So this is more going to be like, I'm just going to put an X there, and then class is equal to navbar. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Because, yeah, this is good. This is about to get complicated. But basically, this is going to be an issue with, like when we mouse over, we're going to want this little nav bar to show up, and then let's just do this, edit, and we're going to want this little nav bar to show up in the nav bar, but we're only going to want it when either they've focused on it or whenever they've moused over, like hovered, and then that'll show up, and then that'll give you like a clickable menu. And then that solves the problem also of like what to do on focus, so that when you're tabbing through, you're focused, that'll be the only one that's got the nav bar that's showing, and that's how you know that you focused, and that solves that issue. And then we can have the outer divs be the same as the inner divs. And let's see, one last thing I want to do. So this is in our viz component. Wrong one. Viz CSS. Let's just go ahead and just say dot nav bar position absolute. Now I'm gonna have to do some thinking on like how we're gonna, like, is this gonna be like a JavaScript kind of thing, like in the TypeScript, in the TS, where some kind of event happens. I think there's an on prompt event for the whole thing, so like when it knows that it's prompted, then it sets something, and the navbar knows. That's probably a really good way. Yeah, we'll probably have like a variable that we're setting, and when it's true, the navbar is visible, and when it's not true, it's not visible, or display none. Display none versus display whatever, and then you can click it, and then you're gonna have to be able to tab into it as well. It's gonna have to be tabbable, and maybe that is actually where the tabbing should be. Except you can't tab into it while it's display none. So anyways, yeah, this is like kind of the rabbit hole that you go in, and this rabbit hole is so hard to deal with when you have a full-fledged application and you're trying to retrofit this sort of behavior. It is very, very, very difficult to do it. There's all kinds of unintended consequences. Well, that I spent a lot more time on that than I expected. I guess I should have expected it because, like, I've had like entire sprints, like multiple sprints, where I tried to get this working and got it. It just took so much effort to get this working. Um, so yeah. Anyways, happy coding, everybody. Bye.